Welcome back to Cowlitz River Restoration. This is Sarah. Check out how I refinish this awesome record cabinet. I start off by sanding the top with a 120 grit sandpaper, not too hard. In fact, I turned my sander down just a little bit so that it wasn't going too aggressively, because I don't want to sand all the way through this veneer finish and mess it up. Okay, so I go through it lightly with the 120. Once I have it completely gone over and I've got that old finish off, I buffed it out with a 220 sandpaper just to get it nice and smooth. I like the way this veneer looks without stain. So all I did was wipe it all off, clean it off, and then I went over it with a Minwax soft touch to seal it up. And I am so pleased. I am absolutely loving that natural wood look. So again, I just waxed it. Got all that old finish off and waxed the top. The wax goes on super easy. I'm just using an old rag, cheap and easy. Then I'm going to prime the base with my charcoal paint by Chalked Rust-Oleum. Okay, so I'm painting this piece black, but I like to prime sometimes so that the black really has something to stick to, because black has the tendency to go on kind of streaky. So I had this idea that I was going to use charcoal chalk paint to prime, and I've had really good luck with using that before my black paints in the past. So that's what I did. I primed the whole base with my charcoal Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And once that's completely dry, chalk paint dries pretty fast, but once that's dry, I went over it with a flat black by Rust-Oleum paint. It's not a chalk paint, it is a latex paint that I picked up at Home Depot, and I like this paint very much. I feel like the durability is good, I like the way it goes on, and so I use it quite a bit. The paintbrush that I'm using is an affordable little angle brush that I picked up at the Home Depot. I'm using that on the bottom. I'm just trying to keep my brush strokes kind of going in the same direction for the most part. I don't care if it has a little bit of texture, because I'm going to go ahead and paint or sand this anyways, but it also works great for cutting in around the top. I did do 2 coats on the base of this record cabinet. Once my 2 coats were 100% dry, like 24 hours, I used a 150 grit sandpaper to sand around all the edges and areas where there were detailing. So just to kind of bring out that detail. I wanted it to have kind of that sort of like shabby chic Pottery Barn feel to it, with like some texture, and that's the way I like it. So I don't want it to look brand new. After I was done sanding it and I had the look I wanted, I had to clean it off because I want to wax it. So vacuumed it off, wiped it down, and then I'm going to use my Minwax soft touch wood wax to finish it off. That's the same stuff that I used on the top, but this time to apply it, I'm using a wax brush that I picked up at Amazon. And I think it came with 2 of them. It was less than 20 bucks, and I've really liked them. I use them all the time. So great deal. And then I put on my hardware so that I could actually open my doors. That's super helpful. And just putting a soft layer of wax all over the base to seal it up. I did wipe it down with a clean, lint-free rag just to get any excess wax off. What was cool when I sanded it was it did expose some of that wood underneath, but it also had some of that gray. So I really like how it turned out. This piece is for me. I love it. My husband loves it. I'm so glad you watched me refinish it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks.